So welcome everyone. Thank you for being here for our monthly downtown SB Wrap meeting. This is a meeting where we discuss the impact of homelessness in the downtown region. We used to just be State Street, and then we were State Street and Waterfront. Now we're expanding to be kind of the whole downtown region. So we're grateful that you're here. My name is Landon Rank. I'm the Associate Director with SB Act. I'm joined by my colleagues Kai and Eric. Eric will be giving a report a little bit later today. And we're partnering with the city of Santa Barbara. Barbara Anderson is here as one of our primary partners to facilitate this wrap as a part of our broader South County collaborative addressing homelessness. So since we may have some new faces today, I wanted to start with just a couple of general reminders for everyone, both in terms of this meeting and also just resources for the community. So just to start with, you will hear language today that may be new or unfamiliar to you. We do like to use people first language when we're talking about issues like homelessness, mainly because first and foremost, everyone is a person. And so rather than referring to someone as a homeless person, we're saying person experiencing homelessness. So you may hear that today. There is some question about whether we should use the terminology homeless versus houseless. The studies that have been done locally show that at least 75% of those experiencing homelessness in our community are from Santa Barbara County before they became homeless. And so in some ways you might say they're actually not without a home. Santa Barbara County is their home. But just for the sake of ease, we continue to use that terminology. We do talk a lot about issues of mental health and substance abuse, but I want to be clear that, again, as we talk about people first, these are not issues that are the sole cause of homelessness, and we do reference them quite a bit because it does end up becoming often more of an effect of being homeless. But it is something just to note that we still want to maintain the dignity of everyone we're referencing. And that homelessness is not a monolithic experience. There's a lot of different ways to experience homelessness. So we may talk about different forms, whether it's living in a vehicle, living with a family, experiencing homelessness alone, whatever it might be. So any questions about that just as we get started? So then just a couple of community resources I wanted to point out. I'll actually just put Andrew on the spot really quick. Andrew, do you want to talk about SB Connect?
Yeah, happy to. So SB Connect is something relatively new with the city, where it's a great reporting tool that we have. It covers a wide range of bases, but in relation to this meeting, it's a great tool in terms of reporting things that you see around town. You can take pictures, you can upload information, and basically create requests that might assist code enforcement staff, but also a variety of other city departments. So it's an amazing tool to kind of streamline the process of bringing something to our attention, or any department from that matter, from potholes in the street to an encampment that might be kind of encroaching into someone's neighborhood. So lots of options there, and a great way to really streamline yourself into the right resource at the city.
So yeah, we encourage you to check out the website, but also download the app on your phone, SB Connect. It's really easy to make the request, and you can just create it through the app or the website. And then outside of that, there's several other resources that are available for addressing issues related to homelessness. Obviously, we have SBPD on this call for crisis and emergency situations. We want to direct everyone to 911, but there are other phone numbers. If it's a matter of an individual who you think might benefit from services, call our homeless outreach teams. They're available nights and weekends, and we want to be able to utilize them in that way. There's also a phone line for a non-emergency behavioral health concern. If you see someone in a behavioral health crisis, we encourage you to use that line. And there are more resources available. We actually have these business cards that have a full list and a QR code to more and more numbers that you can call. But we want to encourage our community to take advantage of all the tools at your disposal. So please feel free to reach out to me if you'd like to get some of those business cards. I'll put my email in the chat window. Or actually, Kai, can you put my email in the chat window since I'm mid-sharing my screen.
Yes, of course.
Thank you. And then I just wanted to note a couple things for the calendar. So this group meets once a month on the second Thursday of the month at 3 p.m. So our next meeting will be August 8th at that time. And then it just finalized with Barbara. We try to do a monthly neighborhood walk in a different region of Santa Barbara that's considered a hotspot for homelessness. And so our next walk will be in the State Street corridor. So that will be Monday, August 12th at 12:30 p.m. We'll be meeting in front of City Hall and then walking with city staff and SBPD, both to engage with people experiencing homelessness, but also to try and educate community members and businesses about the different tools that we just mentioned and resources. So I encourage you to join us if you're available on your lunch break that day. And then the last announcement I wanted to pull up before I turn it over to Eric was just that many of you know that there's a new, we're referring to them as cabins, not tiny homes, but there's a new cabin village in the former juvenile hall site. So on Santa Barbara County property between Santa Barbara and Goleta. There are 80 cabins total, and these are transitional housing for people experiencing homelessness. And why this really matters is a couple of reasons. One, because it frees up some of our shelter beds by helping move people forward in their housing process. But also, half of those beds are specifically for individuals who are experiencing significant behavioral health needs. And they have a county behavioral wellness team that's dedicated to this site. So 40 individuals from throughout South County who are some of the probably the highest concern individuals that many of us see on a regular basis will be able to actually get off the streets and into this transitional housing. In the last couple of weeks, they've moved in, I believe, 15 of these 40 individuals. And I know at least one of them is on our list of one of the high acuity individuals. So we are keeping close tabs on this and hoping that this continues to be a real benefit to the community. I don't know if we have anyone from Be Well in the call. Let me just check. We don't today. In general, at these meetings, the way we want to treat them is we'll usually go to community members for questions and concerns, and then we'll hear updates from all the different service providers. But we're also starting to use these meetings as a way to share some updates about the new Downtown Navigation Center as well. This is a program that's run in partnership with the City of Santa Barbara and SB Act. And so our center manager, Eric Meyer, is here today, and he's going to just share the brief update since we just opened last month.
Yeah, thank you. So the center is intended to be a one-stop shop of services for people experiencing homelessness with the end goal of getting them housed. So far we've served 95 unique individuals. 65% of those individuals are in the homeless management information system. That is, they're in the already in the system of getting housed. So we're serving both people that are already in the system, but also new folks to the system. We haven't had any incidents yet, which is great. Yeah, it's been pretty smooth sailing. We're kind of taking a gradual approach to opening, adding service providers as we go. That's all I have. I'm happy to take, though, any questions or comments from you all.
I wanted to add too, so SB Act manages the day-to-day operations of the center, and the city has contracted with CityNet to be the on-site case manager at the Farho Center. And they have shared with us that of those individuals that have visited the center, 22 were open to case management services. They met with 21 total individuals so far. 2 have submitted housing applications. 1, they helped facilitate a relocation to connect with family and friends in another area. They facilitated 7 referrals to other agencies and issued 4 DMV vouchers for free ID cards.
So one of the main reasons we want to keep sharing about the Farho Center in these meetings, and we'll have a regular update in these meetings, is to try to be good neighbors and keep communication open with, especially those in the downtown region, whether it's because they want to refer people to the center or because they have questions or concerns about the center in the downtown neighborhood. So we have extended the invite to all of our nearby neighbors, and we'll keep kind of spreading the word to our further neighbors as time goes on. But yeah, we want to just open it up and see if there's any other questions or concerns anyone wants to raise. All right, seeing none today. We'll go ahead and open up the meeting then for just general questions or concerns from the broader community. Anybody want to raise any questions related to homelessness? I'm not seeing any, but the invitation still stands as we do our updates from the service providers. So we're going to hear some check-ins from both the nonprofits that are doing homeless outreach on the ground, as well as our city code enforcement and SVPD. So we'll start with those outreach providers and the CityNet team.
Hello, my name is Alondra Figueroa. I'm a part of the Santa Barbara project now. The waterfront has been quiet throughout the holidays, and there were no major concerns that had to be addressed. The weekend team continues to distribute outreach packs and waters over the weekends. There's about 4 people that hang out to the right of the dolphin sculpture that we continue to engage with in hopes that they consider enrollment. And we have 1 individual that we are currently looking for so that we can get him into the Salvation Army. Thank you.
Thank you, Alondra. Yeah, the waterfront region this last week has been, I'm sure, its own kind of bonanza. Let's go to the Good Samaritan team.
Yeah, this is Tim from ARPA Outreach, Good Samaritan. We've been doing a lot of new intakes lately. Had the opportunity to be at the Faro Center on Tuesday, and it was a good environment to be in. It came along very, very nice, and I think it's a great place to be. I got to meet a few people there. I did one intake, and yeah, I saw a few clients that are already enrolled with us, and yeah, they were just excited to see the new center, and I think it's a good environment. I'll be there tomorrow also with LRTs, I believe. So I look forward to that. But lately we've just been taking a lot of new clients, and we're actually at the sobering center right now. We have to do an intake as soon as this meeting's done. So yeah, as far as updates, we've gotten people like into Salvation Army recently. I think we got a couple of people into there. And we have some referrals to Dignity Moves and Hedges, and we're just waiting for opportunity to space availability anyway to get these people into shelter. So that's all we have for now. Thank you.
And I should have asked first, since we have some new people on the call, Tim and Alondra, would you be willing to share if your team has like a regular schedule for when you're in the waterfront or the downtown area and doing outreach there?
For waterfront, we don't really have a schedule. That's usually like a surf 2 thing, but we have been going out there as much as possible to try to meet different clients that aren't able to enroll into surf right now. So I mean, there's been maybe a handful of people that we've met and we're trying to enroll, but we haven't had much luck trying to get in contact with some of these people. So yeah, we're I don't know. We've been pretty busy just doing intakes everywhere. So we're covering IV, we're covering Goleta, downtown Santa Barbara, and then yeah, some of the waterways. So I mean, it's not really a scheduled thing. We've been getting phone calls from different people, and they have like for example, we had a veteran today, and we got a phone call from someone from the EDD office, and they wanted us to come meet a veteran there. So it's been a lot of that lately. Just a lot of different people asking for us to do intakes on people that they're working with, other agencies. So yeah, we've just been being pulled different directions
Gotcha.
as of lately. So it's been pretty hectic. But yeah, I think we try to make a plan in place to be like in Goleta on Tuesdays and then IV Wednesday. So yeah.
Okay.
But when you get all these different intakes going on, different people pulling us different directions, sometimes that doesn't happen. So, yeah.
Gotcha.
And I do want to just distinguish for folks who are new to the call that Good Samaritan is a countywide provider, and CityNet both has countywide contracts as well as city-specific contracts. So Alondra, can you just share the hours of the daytime team Monday through Thursday, and then the night and weekend team through Thursday through Sunday?
Hi, I could answer.
Okay, great.
Thursday to Sunday, it's Sean and Olivia working, and they work from 11:30 to 10. And they spend some time throughout those days driving around just to see who's out there. And then I believe on Sundays they do walk through the waterfront and engage with people. Like we said earlier, there's quite a few. There's like a hangout spot by the dolphin statue. Yeah.
Barbara, you're muted.
I forget the time that CityNet starts on the daytime. Is it 7:30 Monday through Thursday?
Yes.
Yes.
Monday through Friday. There's people starting at 7:30 in the morning.
Thank you. We also have our safe parking team, but I don't see anyone from that team on the call today. So let's move on to our code enforcement officer, Andrew.
Thanks, Landon. As far as the waterfront downtown, we also are addressing the Dolphin Fountain area, a lot around the Mission Creek Lagoon, behind Skaters Point there. We have seen some individuals kind of in and around those bushes. It's becoming a little bit more of a focal point for us. But again, addressing the different individuals that are kind of in that whole promenade zone. Moving up more into downtown and State Street in general, it's a little bit more random, one-off encampments, the occasional tent on the sidewalk. But all in all, things have been pretty manageable in and around that area for us. And yeah, it's been great having the Faro Center, and we've had the flyers with us, so we've been able to start kind of using that as a handout and a good resource to encourage people in that direction. So.
That's great. Thanks, Andrew. And then let's go to SBPD.
Kind of the same thing. I mean, it was just busy during 4th of July, but waterfront is it hasn't really been much out of the ordinary for us, just kind of our normal enforcement and patrols down there. We haven't really noticed much of a change other than the Dolphin Fountain, but that seems like it's actually, in my opinion, it seems like it's getting addressed slowly but surely. And then downtown, kind of the same thing. No major updates from the PD, unless Commander Payne has anything to add.
Nope, not at this time. Thank you, Nate.
Thank you both. From the Faro Center's end, while we don't provide outreach specifically, we do have our staff conduct regular block walks. Eric, do you want to talk a little bit about what they're doing and where they're going?
Yeah, so we're having staff do a block walk around up Chapala and then down Ortega to Bradbury to Coda, and then up Coda a little bit. So doing actually a little bit more than the block, picking up trash. And then if any individuals are just sort of loitering, trying to get them to come into the center. So we've picked up quite a bit of trash, and we've talked a couple people into coming into the center, and we've gotten one compliment from a neighboring business owner.
And so those are happening now, how many times a day, Eric?
Oh, sorry. We do them at least twice a day. So an hour before we open and an hour after we close. And then typically we're doing one during operations as well.
Thank you. All right. So let's see, is there anything else that anyone wants to share while we're all together? So if not, I want to thank you all for coming. Again, I encourage you to reach out to me if you're interested in getting any of those resource cards. We're going to close the meeting for community members, and we'll have the homeless outreach provider stay on the call so that we can do a quick conference about the individuals by name. So thank you all. Appreciate you being here. Good to see you, Daniel. Thanks, Gabby.